I got everything to lose. Cheat codes, I'm flattered, but I don't need those. I ain't playing by the rules. I ain't playing with you.
It's week 2 of the NFL, and the spotlight is on the Cardinals' superstar wide receiver. He's coming off a nice performance, bringing in a pair of touchdowns. It's the Cards and the Panthers, and it comes your way next on Madden Football.
BA Sports coverage of the National Football League is in uptown Charlotte, North Carolina at Bank of America Stadium. Today, after a topsy-turvy opening weekend, it's on to week 2, and we've got a good one here, as it'll be the Arizona Cardinals taking on the Carolina Panthers. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we look at this Panther ball club as they enter play here. They've been buoyed by getting 2 home games right at the start, and they come off a good victory in week 1. Meanwhile, for the visiting Cardinals here, they come off a good win in the opener on the road, and they get a second road game here.
Yeah, the schedule makers didn't really do them any favors, but if they can win here and get to 2-0 on the road, they could be well set up for the rest of the year.
And they're going to mark that where it went out of bounds, so really good starting field position up past the 40-yard line. Wishing he had a mulligan. That's not how you want to start the game.
Not at all, because not only do you give up the penalty and good field position, but it just kills the momentum of your team as you start a game.
Here we go, set. Ready.
First down, Young. Got his man, it's Dortch. 4 yards the result on the first play from scrimmage. Second down. When you look at this defense, they enter play ranked 8th against the run in the NFL.
I still crack up a little bit after we left our meeting with the defensive coordinator, because I said to you, stop me if you've heard this before. How about him saying, well, first order of business, we got to stop the run. Of course you do. He's got a good unit, but facing the #1 rushing team, they have to stop that in order to have a good performance.
They'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards. Well, this defense for the Cards, terrific last week in the season-opening victory.
Yeah, they only allowed 13 points, and you can poll all 32 coaches, and I guarantee you they'd say, we'll take that every single week. Well, let me think about that for a second. Maybe there'd be one contrarian that would say, give me 10. Well, I'm quite sure that they envisioned a much better start to this game when they practiced all week, but they failed on that 3rd down play. That brings up 4th down, and they'll probably have to punt it away.
As Sanchez on to punt here as he sends this one away. He'll field this at the 5. It's a return of 5 following a punt of 42 yards. And the Cards are going to have the football with a 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. So out comes the offense now with a long field ahead of them. They will be led out by the Heisman Trophy winner from 2018, drafted #1 overall the subsequent year, Kyler Murray.
Drafted with the idea that he'd be one of the most dangerous quarterbacks in the NFL when he put it all together. We've been seeing that progress throughout his career. This guy's legs, we knew they were phenomenal. Arm, top-notch. But now we're seeing his mind come into the game. Reed's defense is better and better each and every week, and is showing patience as a passer as well. Not as eager to exit the pocket, finding guys downfield for bigger plays.
Short completion, just 4 yards, and it's 2nd down.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran it a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
Now a 2nd and 6. They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw. He'll get this complete to Rondale Moore. And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40. Now we're going to get a stoppage here as we've got an injured Cardinal on the field. Well, the medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. Now Murray off play action. Finding his target, it's Trey McBride. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. 12 more yards there and another first down.
Well, from their point of view, this game could not be starting out much better, could it? Force a punt on defense, and now they're moving it crisply on offense.
Crisply, I like that. Yeah, moving it very, very well. Looks like the defense on their heels a little bit. You put a score in here, long way to go, but you're right, that's a heck of a start.
Yeah, and I think this is where the play caller is looking at his play sheet and saying, do I have that dagger play? Do I have that play to just finish them off right now? Because I think they'd love to gain that big advantage early.
And they'll come up 2nd and 7. Calling a gain of a couple, and that's going to leave them with a 3rd and about 5.
In order to play really good run defense when you're playing a 3-4, those 3 guys up front, the nose tackle and the guys they call the defensive ends, they're usually big, big people because they're going to have to eat up a lot of blockers because it's usually 5-on-3. And when they do their job well, guys who play on the inside, those inside linebackers, they will just roam and hit.
And he is caught. And he is going to have a Cardinals first down as he's able to get 8 yards there on 3rd and 5. The Cardinals are 1-0 on the year following the win in Week 1. And this would be quite a start for them if they could win 2 straight on the road.
Yeah, the schedule makers didn't do him any favors. They gave him 2 road games right out of the gate. But the thinking on the team has to be, imagine if we win these 2 games. What a setup for the rest of the season for us.
Von Bell up to make the tackle. You look at this Carolina defense. They've been pretty good against the pass. Not amazing, but good. Number 13 in the league.
They absolutely have to avoid the penalties. Have to walk that line between being aggressive and the ones that get you in trouble. The illegal contact, pass interference calls, they got to make sure that they don't have those.
Play number 9 on the drive coming up, and they need 9 yards on 3rd down. They fake the handoff. Now Murray. Pass to the sideline and pulled in. And he will reach the 8-yard line before going out. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
That's a sharp throw right there on 3rd down. They're looking to get the first points of the game, and they certainly don't want to be on a field goal. So that's a nice job to get the hook up and set up a 1st and goal.
And trying to push forward, but he is going to be stuffed up in the backfield. But now he appears to be in some pain. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. It's 2nd and goal, back to the 8-yard line now. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And from the 9, they get this to the 5-yard line. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably doing play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that
touchdown, Cardinals! Elijah Higgins. His first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Cardinals go coast to coast and finish the drive off with 6 points. An ideal start for them, really. You force the punt, and then you go down and score.
And you've got to see a fist pump on the sideline from the head coach, don't you? Because he's turned into his bench, and he's telling his team, this is how we prepare. Force the punt, go downfield and score. I told you guys, it's just like a boxer in the gym preparing for the fight. Now we get to turn it all loose.
Eskridge going to keep this one in the end zone, and they'll start at the 25-yard line. The Panthers coming back out onto the field for their 2nd drive. And the last drive, their first drive, 3 and out. What changes here, if anything?
I think it's making sure the guys that you trust the most with the ball, the biggest playmakers you have, that they touch it on this possession to try and get things moving.
So get it to the horses.
Without a doubt. They're the ones that typically end up in the end zone.
The numbers for Sanders last week, 22 carries, 116 yards.
Well, they set a nice tone in Week 1. He's among the leading rushers in the league. I think that they continue to feed him the football and continue to establish the running game so they can get the play action and throw the ball deep later on.
After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. Second quarter now from Charlotte, and it's the Panthers with the football as they're looking at a second down and 9 to go. Throwing, Young. That pass completed to Dortch. And he'll be tackled right on the track of the 45. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down. Young to throw it. Gets this to a standout receiver, Thomas. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. Second and 2.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
It's a second down run with Sanders. He'll lose a yard on the play, so now they need 3 yards on third down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuck that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Well, that'll bring up fourth. They had the 8-yard gain on first down, but unable to do much from there. To punt on fourth down, here's Rigoberto Sanchez. First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. And he didn't quite have the backspin on that one. It hits at the 4 and continues into the end zone. It's a touchback. Kyler Murray going to lead the Cardinals back out on offense. 5 for 5 that last drive. Touchdown pass as well. He was clicking. Receivers, I don't want to be cliche, but running really solid routes too.
And what I love about it is when you look across any team, all right, the body types of the receivers are usually different. The way that they get open, different as well. Some of them use power to get open. Some of them use those head fakes and subtle moves. Some of them just use pure speed. And the really good ones, when they're established, they know how to push off at the end of a route, too. Despite writing it down on my notes, I never give enough credit to the offensive line, and we have to here. The protection, that's what made this play a success. Quarterback had to wait for his crossing route to develop, and that takes a little bit of extra time. Excellent job by the big fellas up front.
And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away incomplete. Now that'll bring up second down. On second down, here's Mitchell. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you got to continue to try and run and try and keep the defense honest.
You mean also just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down?
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
Play action. Now it's Murray. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And that will be incomplete. They weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up fourth down.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there's not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
Sly able to put this one through. Well, Charles, the NFL record is 66 yards. That was 5 shy of that, but only a handful of guys have ever connected from 61 or deeper, and he can add his name to the list.
Yeah, more and more guys are trying it. That doesn't mean the success rate has gone up. That is a long kick. Guaranteed, when he turns on his phone after the game, a ton of congratulatory texts will be awaiting him.
Esker's going to keep this one in the end zone, and they'll start at the 25-yard line. And the Panthers coming out now. Nothing for them yet from an offensive standpoint, down 10-zip as they come up 1st and 10.
Down. Check pitch. Check.
They start on the ground here at Sanders. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
That's a really good gain right there. They pick up 5 yards halfway to a first down. The only problem now in the huddle, everyone's going to want to touch the football. Be a lot of chattering now because they've seen that they can move the line of scrimmage.
Second down, back to Sanders. And he'll scratch out a yard up to the 30, and that's all.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
They'll come up facing 3rd and 5. On the draw, here's Sanders. Spins by, and he will have a first down as they get into the ground at the 37. Young trying to hurry them up to the line here. Looking downfield for Kelsey. And this one is incomplete.
I believe I'm following their logic. Take the big shot downfield, loosen things up. You're hoping to get some points on the board before the half. Maybe now you come back and throw some underneath stuff in order to make sure you get a completion.
On second down, Young again. And his throw is incomplete.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because they did completions on 1st and 2nd down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the first half. But if you don't pick up the first down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
Shreds him with a stiff arm. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Cardinals 40. That 3rd down conversion good for 23.
That's a big gainer on that play. From experience, I can tell you, that's for defensive backs to come into the huddle and say, guys, how about some pass rush? But you're going to say it nicely because those big guys up front, they don't like being criticized very much. Quarterbacks in this league, you know they'll pick you apart if you give them time like that to find receivers downfield.
Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. That throw by Young incomplete. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better. Got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught.
Young loses it. And one of the linemen on the other side has got it. And they'll set up shop right near midfield at the 49-yard line. The pocket collapsed around him. I know we talk about it a lot, but a QB has to have that sixth sense, doesn't he?
He really does, and I know of one team at one point was training their quarterback with that time frame, and anytime he didn't get rid of the ball within the right amount of time, they would blow a horn or blow a whistle to show him this is what that time.
He's got his man. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. A great play there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Cards will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. Heck of a start to his season. He had 2 touchdowns in the opener last week, another one here in week 2.
Well, I don't want to call him a touchdown machine this early, but sometimes you get locked in, you know, and you feel good about things. You get into that zone, and those touchdowns come in bunches. He may be off to that kind of a start.
It's like he was shot out of a cannon. I would imagine success this early, great momentum going forward for the rest of the year.
He keeps this up, they'll soon be chanting MVP anytime he touches the ball.
Eskridge going to keep this one in the end zone, and they'll start at the 25-yard line. The Panthers going to go back on offense here late in this first half. And with a 3-score deficit staring him in the face, they might have to press the issue here and try to get points out of this drive.
Ready.
On 1st and 10, Young. Now a loose football. The ball comes out. There he goes left side. And they bring this one back. A scoop and score, a fumble recovery touchdown for Arizona. Well, Charles, not only did they fumble the football, but they're starting to fumble away their chances here a little bit. We've got a 3-score ball game now here in the first half.
And the last thing you want to do, partner, is help the other team with what are avoidable turnovers. You want to hang on to the football because you're already playing against a good team. You're just making it easier for them by giving them extra opportunities.
The extra point by Sly is up and good, and the route is on here in this first half.
Joey Sly set to kick off.
So here's the kickoff now as he'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25.
The Panther offense going to see the ball one more time in this first half.
And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
And a quick throw here, that's complete. The Panthers going to use the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number one.
Ready?
Young.
Throw out wide is incomplete.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
This time they stay on the ground. And he's going to have a first down, but not sure it'll matter as the clock will continue to run. Now the Panthers going to signal for their third and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. And Young's throw there incomplete. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They look lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
Ready?
Young's incompletion on first down leads to a 2nd and 10.
Ready?
They'll drop to throw.
Got his man. It's Jonathan Mingo.
And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Cardinals' 41-yard line. So we have reached halftime with the visiting Cardinals out in front. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, we'll get you back to you and Charles in a bit, but first it's time for a trip around.
Well, everyone's eager to resume play here in this Week 2 contest, so we push right through halftime and back at it for the start of quarter 3.
Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. The Cards with the lead, and they will get this football first as the second half gets started. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line. The Cardinals ready to go here to start the third quarter. They have to be pleased with the way that they moved the football thus far.
And why wouldn't they be? 2 touchdowns on a field goal in their first 3 possessions. They're playing so well right now, the field goal probably feels like a disappointment.
Ready, set. Buffalo 18. Let's go now. 60 average. 6, Panther 11. Panther 11. Ready.
Throwing to start the drive. Nance. And incomplete.
And there's a good opportunity to just want to ride there. A drop pass. I guess that's why they call them running backs and not catching backs.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Throwing again. Nance. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 2 catches in the first half. Now he's got a third here, and it's good for a first.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them. And these guys have been taking advantage so far.
He's going to loft one deep left side here. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
On the deep ball. He was covered by Dante Jackson.
That's what it is. Let's go.
Now a 2nd and 10.
Now a handoff running through the middle.
And the defense on him quickly there as they stop him at the 40 for a gain of just 2.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he gets this only to the 41. Not near enough for the first. And now we're going to get a stoppage as, yeah, that looks like Jackson who's shaken up.
So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside.
They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. That'll go as a 42-yard punt, but a net of 32. They had a 10-yard return.
And it will be the Panthers' ball, 1st and 10.
Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half.
Got it.
It'll be Sanders to begin the drive. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down.
Well, another modest gain there on that one. And I think, Charles, you can probably pin part of the deficit on a failure on their part to really get this ground game established.
Yeah, and they've really struggled to be multidimensional in this one, haven't they, partner? Because they have to be extremely one-dimensional now if they hope to get back into this game. They'll have to do it by throwing the football and hope to have success through the air.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Here is Young.
To the sideline and incomplete. We'll get a pause here. There appears to be a Panther who was shaken up on that last play. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside.
Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez as he's on to punt for Carolina. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. 43 yards on the punt, return of 4, and the Cards will take over 1st and 10.
The football going back over to Arizona now. Obviously not the intended goal last drive. They had to punt the football, but still they've got the lead here, and now a chance to add on to that lead if they can get points.
And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40.
Holding offense.
He was trying to clear the way, the big fullback. Instead, he gets a hold.
And you don't see that very often on running plays from those guys because usually they're the lead blocker. Normally, when he gets caught, it's in a passing situation.
Following the penalty, they'll go back to the run game. And he'll take this one only up to about the 21. And now they're in the hurry-up. There they'll keep leaning on the running game back to the ground. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
On play action, it's Murray.
He'll fire deep, looking for more.
That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
They decided the opportunity was there and launched a deep ball, but he was unable to get away from the defender. Couldn't create space, couldn't uncover at the end of the route, and that one winds up incomplete.
His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. And a fair catch signaled for and taken just outside the 20-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Panthers will take over now, 1st and 10.
Down.
Open man is Mingo, complete. He's got room past the 30.
And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And they'll have a 2nd and 1 forthcoming.
Out of bounds at the 31-yard line. A gain of 9 brings up 2nd and 1.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. The Panthers have the first. It's a gain of 12.
Despite the score, despite the deficit, no quitting this guy. He's running angry, running through arm tackles. He wants to change what that scoreboard is saying.
Right back to him on 1st down. And give him about 5 as he gets this up to the 48-yard line.
We'll get a pause here. There appears to be a Panther who is shaken up on that last play.
Clock showing 90 seconds to go in the third.
Ready?
Off the play fake, Mariota. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Just what they need, a lecture from me, but subpar offense is what helped get them into this spot. And now they're continuing the trend with incompletions. That won't get them out of it if they don't change something soon.
Mariota from the gun on third down. There's the stiff arm, and he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. It goes as a gain of 9, and it moves the chains.
Work to do here to avoid falling to 1-1, but this is 1st and 10 right now.
Mariota to throw it. Flushed out right. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. He'll get 10 there all on his own, but it'll be second down.
Partner just a second earlier, and they might have had him because they certainly thought they were going to close in and drop him behind the line of scrimmage, but he had just enough time to dodge the pressure, and he ends up getting yardage before being stopped.
Young throwing complete there to Mingo.
And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play. And we're back now in Charlotte. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4.
Okay,
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Mariota now. Short throw hauled in by Kelsey. It'll be a gain of 5, and it'll be second down. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now third down coming up.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
On third down, Mariota.
He's got his target. That's complete. And he is going to have a Panthers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
But we always hear about the connections some quarterbacks have with certain receivers. I think this guy has a connection with just about everyone. Didn't mind throwing it in there against double coverage to him.
Shows some confidence, supreme confidence.
Big-time confidence that he would make the play for him, and he did.
Mariota's throw complete there to Thomas.
They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and that'll make it second down. Mariota.
He completes this one to Mingo. And the Panthers are going to be set up with a first and goal here as the tackle made at the 9.
Now Mariota. He's got it for a Panther touchdown. Travis Kelce, a 9-yard touchdown grab.
And the Panthers are finally into the end zone here in this fourth quarter.
And he'll find his way in for 2. And we're back to a 2-score game. The lead's cut to 16. Well, it's still an uphill battle from here, that's for sure, but that makes it a 2-score game.
And now we see why teams practice so much on the 2-point conversion, why you have more than one play ready, because you may need multiples to throw out a ball game. There's a great example right there.
Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number as empirical.
A gain of 7, and they pick up the first. He hasn't really had a game to remember, but that conversion right there is something to hang his hat on late.
It certainly is, and in these situations, what you're really looking for is the guy who's not worried about his stats, not worried they didn't get 100 yards in a game, but will make that dirty, gritty run that you have to close the game out, as we just saw there.
Murray now on first down. He's going to have the hook up to Schwartz.
A gain of 8 there on the play, and they'll be left with second and a couple.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
Looking to throw on second down. Nance.
Got an open man. It's Schwartz.
He'll head out of bounds inside the 10. Mark him down at the 9. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down. Well, probably the only thing he did wrong there was go out of bounds, nursing this fourth-quarter lead. You want to stay in, eat the clock.
Yeah, you got to love the effort, the catch, the extra yardage, but you got to know the situation. Stay in bounds, young man.
Going for the knockout punch. They'll try and run.
And he'll take this one in for the Arizona touchdown.
A great effort there. His first rushing touchdown on the year. And the Cardinals are on their way to a 2-0 start.
Sometimes you get a first and goal and you're back near the 7, 8, 9 yard line and you start thinking, maybe we'll run it here on first down to get half of what we need, so maybe we can have 2 or 3 shots and going for it from closer range. So this is a bonus right here. What a great run to work his way into the end zone.
Extra point by Sly is up and good.
And that pushes the lead up to 23.
Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. Eskridge going to keep this one in the end zone, and they'll start at the 25-yard line. The Carolina offense about ready to go. Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD, but unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Throwing, Mariota. And Thomas has it. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Play action now. Mariota. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. Touchdown, Carolina.
Jonathan Mingo.
70 yards.
And the Panthers are able to cut into that deficit. He's got them out now to a 3-score lead here in the fourth quarter after that one, CD. And, well, he looked right off the line like he knew that that ball was coming his way, and he secured it for 6 points.
Yeah, and I think when you're leading by a healthy margin already, it actually loosens you up and allows you to take maybe a few more chances and definitely play with more confidence, because he certainly saw something he could exploit in the defense, and he made sure to let his quarterback know, just get it to me. And the rest was all up to him, and he delivered and made it a 3-score game.
Two scores down, 2 timeouts at their disposal. This is a critical onside kick. And the Cardinals' hands team able to secure the football. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none. And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure how to judge that one. Maybe he didn't have enough legs underneath him. Mechanics might have been off. Maybe some fatigue. That one came up short.
Yeah, fourth quarter. Maybe you do start to watch. Is the arm there, the leg's still there? This has been a tough game.
Murray's throw complete to McBride. And even though he gets out of bounds to stop the clock, it's not going to matter. That first down going to be enough to write a finish to this one.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
And out of bounds all the way down at the 3.
But when you're up by 2 scores in the fourth quarter and you're going to throw the football, expect to see a lot of man coverage, because usually what comes along with man coverage is pressure. So if you're a play caller and you want to keep throwing the football, that's...
And he is in for 6. Touchdown, Cardinals. A great play there with now 2 fourth-quarter touchdowns. And the Cardinals have pretty well put it away here in the fourth quarter. Extra point by Sly is up and good, and the lead opens up now to 22 points. Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. Eskridge going to keep this one in the end zone, and they'll start at the 25-yard line. Here are the Panthers now as their offense comes back out onto the field.
Well, probably not much that they can do at this point, CD. Down 3 scores late in the fourth quarter. This is going to be a little too much to overcome, you would think.
Yeah, they'll go down swinging, but in the end, I think we saw the writing on the wall a while back, because one team was clearly better than the other in this one. And while it didn't quite reach blowout status, I think we knew who was going to win this one well before we got to this stage.
He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. It comes, and he lost the football. Mariota had it jarred loose. And the Cardinals have got it, going the other way. And they will set up shop in enemy territory at the 42-yard line.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, you'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely. That one looks like he'll throw here. Forced out to his left. He'll be stopped at the 35, but not before he picks up 7 yards. Now the Cards going to call another timeout, their second. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this fourth quarter of play. Play fake. Murray. And his throw here's incomplete.
He didn't just deny a big throw there. He broke that one up in the red zone. An excellent play, one that may help save points on the board when this drive is over.
Now Murray off play action. And that will be incomplete.
Nice back-to-back plays defensively. They're stacking momentum now. 1 incompletion, 2 incompletion. They're going for more.
And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. And now with 6 seconds remaining, they're going to burn their final timeout.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10.
Now Murray again. And that is caught. Touchdown, Cardinals. A great effort there. With his 2nd touchdown of the game, 4th of the year.
And the Cardinals up the lead to 4 scores now here in this fourth quarter.
Looking like they're well on their way to a 2-0 start. All smiles right now on that sideline, isn't it?
As well there should be. It's hard to win a game in the NFL. We hear it all the time. We know that it's difficult. But guess who's smiling? But inside is thinking 24-hour rule, because we're going to have to play again next week.
Boss man.
Oh, without a doubt. The head coach, he wants them to feel good, but at the same time, find a way to keep improving.
Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. Eskridge going to keep this one in the end zone, and they'll start at the 25-yard line.
Ready. Here we go.
One last shot now for Mariota. And this is dropped and incomplete. Well, there's a metaphor for how this one is gone as time has run out on this ball game. And as this defense walks off the field, they can do so with their heads held high. What a performance. Well, by the offense, too. I mean, really, Charles, just complete domination on both sides of the football here in this one.
Certainly was, and I think both